What's up, y'all? It's Chase Matthew, and you are listening to Like a Farmer.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Like a Farmer. As always, every single Wednesday, why don't you go on YouTube, check us out, see who's coming on the podcast this week. Wherever you're listening to your audio podcast, however you can do it, you need to be listening. This week, Chase Matthew joins the show today, and we're talking all sorts of things, country music, a little bit of golf, a little bit of motorsports, everything in between. As always, every single Wednesday on YouTube, wherever you listen to your audio podcast. Chase.
Yo.
I'm pumped, dude.
Me too, man. And not for the sports and golf part of it, but yeah, the rest of it's good. What are you dropping?
My bad. Sorry.
Oh, man.
God dang it.
You might need a new phone by the end of this.
Right off the bat, we're in your green room. You let us kind of bombard. We switched up the plans. I mean,
oh yeah,
I'm being serious. Everybody listening right now, like we were going to Chase's Airbnb, and I called him and I was like, "Hey, I got you on hole 16. I need you to hit a golf shot today." And you went up there and you did it.
Yeah.
How does that, like, when you obviously you've played in front of a lot of people before, but
yeah,
tell me how you, because we're fresh off of what just happened. Like, how did that feel going up? And you look around. I mean, I'm guessing 50 or 60,000 people right now, because during the weekend you're talking about hundreds of thousands of people.
It's insane. I mean, it was nerve-wracking for sure, right? That's what you're expecting me to say, yeah. But like, also you're looking up and you're like, I would hate to hit that guy up there. You know, like it was. You know, I was like pointing. I'm like, y'all watch out, y'all watch. Which, by the way, there'll probably be clips of it attached to this video by the end of this, but. Yeah, man, it was cool. I went and did this thing in California with a radio station out there, and it's this thing called Golf and Guitars. And they put me on this team as me and my guitar player, which he's an awesome golfer. So when he heard about that, he was pretty excited. He wanted to come over there. But we were on this team at Golf and Guitars, and I grew up like in a holler, like we had a field lower at the bottom of the holler, and me and my dad, we were hitting golf balls like just we had a propane tank right there, and you would always find the propane tank and golf balls right there. You knew that's where you didn't go with the lawnmower because my dad knocked it over one time. So I grew up like just driving balls across the field, but I was never good with a wedge or like an iron. You know, like I just never, maybe Wii Sports Golf, we could, I don't know. But
you wanted the big club.
Yeah, I wanted the big one. But, it was only what,
136.
Yeah, so couldn't do that. But, I knew I was in trouble when he handed me that 7. And I gave it all I had. And I probably shouldn't have. I sliced it hard to the right.
I think what you need to do, and I meant to tell you this on the way here, is now we'll get that clip. And then now it's just like the redemption tour of hitting golf balls when you can, and then we come back next year and you get your redemption back on hole 16. We need to make that happen.
I think it'd be great. I mean, I'm about to close on some property here soon, and I plan on doing some sort of like putting a flag out there and just kind of just hitting towards it just to get my accuracy a little better. I mean, I've never really been into golf. My dad always was, but all my friends are, and they don't want to kick it with me unless we're playing golf. So I should. I'm tired of driving the golf cart all the time, so I should probably get a little better at this.
You mentioned earlier, before the cameras turned on, and just right now, you're buying a piece of land, and you're a Tennessee guy, right? I mean, born and raised right at what, 30, 45 minutes north of Nashville.
Yeah.
What that city is doing year over year. I mean, there is a pile of people moving in there, which in my opinion, I think it's a pros and cons, right? I do think it's why we started this show, right? I think the lifestyle is getting more popular. And when you think about rural America and hunting and fishing and sports and really just being American, Nashville's kind of been that. Nobody's really going to the coast anymore. They want to come right here into the middle of America, which I would say Nashville.
Yeah, it's like country's cool or something. Right. It's like country's cool. It's always been cool for where I'm from. Growing up in Nashville, you've always been surrounded by music and stuff. But rural America to me, rural country to me is it's the cities outside of the big ones, obviously. For me, I live in a county called Robertson County, and I have a lot of connections to that place. We're actually known for being a large producer of dark fire tobacco. So if you want to smell tobacco barns, man, you come out there the right time of the year, and that's all you're seeing and smelling. It's pretty fogged out, but it's cool, and that's something I grew up around. And so when that season comes around, it's the best time. But that property that I'm closing on actually has a tobacco barn on it, so I might be looking into doing something like that here soon. Yeah.
When you think about growing up where you grew up, was it always music? Like, hey, I'm gonna be jamming no matter what.
Dude, you know what's crazy? So when I'm trying to get a good example here, when you're blind to something because it's been there all along. It's kind of like that with people that live there. There are so many. I mean, dude, there are so many talented people there that don't realize what they have at their fingertips. And I think the reality that they're not seeing, that I didn't see either until I got outside of the city touring, is that not every town has a Nashville. Dude, I thought every town had a Broadway. Every town had live music. Every town, I thought everybody's family was musical. Like, oh man, like, there's a lot of us that are blind to it, but growing up there, I definitely thought I'd be jamming, but I struggle with believing in myself in that aspect, especially because you see so many people come into that town and fail and leave and give up, and it's hard to break the ice in the industry, especially when you live out. It's like a lot of people move from different towns and states to Nashville to chase their dream, and like that's the dedication you need. You'd be surprised though how many people are from Nashville that don't have that dedication because they think that everybody's just got a Nashville.
What have you realized? Because I'm giving you your flowers. I mean, I've been following you for a long time. It seems like this momentum over the last, I'm saying 18, 24 months has been really big for you.
Yeah.
What have been some turning points of like, man, this was the right decision. Like, I feel good now.
Yeah. Well, last year, around this time, actually, it might have been on this day last year, I headlined Ryman Auditorium in Nashville, and I used to, I made a really poor decision one time, and I lived in a penthouse suite on Broadway. I told myself, I was like, if I'm going to be writing more downtown, I need to get me a spot down there. I left my double wide trailer with all my trucks, my Jeeps, my four-wheelers, and got a penthouse downtown. It was the stupidest thing I've ever done with my money. Stupid, ridiculous. My trucks wouldn't even fit in the parking garage. So anyways, I remember those standing on my balcony, and I was looking over Nashville, and again, it's over Broadway. So you've got Sky Deck, which was a new venue at the time, and Bridgestone right across the street, and you got Ascend over there, and you have obviously the Batman buildings right here. You've got Ryman Auditorium here, the Nissan Stadium across the river. And I remember saying, one day I'm going to play Sky Deck. And while I was living there, I played Sky Deck. And so walked across the street, did my show, came back home. And then right after that, we went and did Ryman with Darius Rucker. But then I came back and headlined it. And so it was like we were connecting dots. And so to like be able to go knocked that one off, and then got to do Bridgestone Arena with Keith Urban in October last year, in the same year as Bridgestone, or as Ryman. I mean, dude, it was just like checking those boxes. That's when that's to answer your question. It's like that's those moments where you're like, man, this is really paying off. I did the right thing. This is my purpose,
Because you would say, like, how long do you think full time you've been locked in on music?
Man, my whole life I've been around it, right? My mom, my dad, my grandparents, my aunts, my uncles, my sisters, like they're all musically talented in one way or another. Now they may not take it seriously, but I thought that was normal. I thought like everybody, had a musical family, right? And like I didn't realize until I got older, like my one of my buddies, my best friends growing up, Josh, was like, you mean your mom doesn't sing? Like, I realized at a young age, like, wait, so my mom sings, like, but yours doesn't?
I thought
everybody's mom sang at church. I thought everybody's, like, I didn't know. And so I forgot where I was going with that. But, yeah, man, I've always been around music, and to be geared up enough around that my whole life, it was easy for me to walk in Nashville with, stage presence and just a sound that I feel like is unique to me because I spent so many years around music. I started producing music on my own when I was like 14 or 15. And so I had a laptop and I started just like trying to figure out how to make beats and record my vocals. All I had was a little USB mic. You know what a USB mic is. I mean, that's most podcast mics nowadays are that. But it's cool. It's like that's where it all started. And I learned a lot about myself and my sound and hard work, because you'd tweak something and it wouldn't sound like you wanted it to, and I spent a lot of time on YouTube trying to figure out how to
which I think is good, right? I mean, you're not just going on stage and performing. I mean, hell, you just helped us with this setup because we're in this trailer right now. I mean, you direct a lot of your music videos too, which I think is awesome. I mean, you're locked in.
Well, I mean, I come from the independent world, and I think that if you want to be an artist that represents yourself, if you want to be as genuine as you can as an artist, I mean, the only person who really knows what you want is yourself. And so I think it also comes from the background of not having anything and just kind of turning something into nothing. Like, yes, my family was musical, but they weren't really, without criticizing my family, they weren't really successful in the industry. They didn't open any doors for me. Like, I had to go kick down doors myself and learn how to do everything myself.
Totally, yeah.
And, I had to learn how to market and run ads and, edit the music videos and edit the music. And if you can have that, if you want your dreams that bad and you're willing to do that, man, you'll get right where you're supposed to be. And yeah, man, it's just part of the journey.
These backdrops on Chase are just going to be awesome, dude.
I didn't put these on here.
It's going to be awesome.
These were in here when we got in here. We are currently backstage at PGA, yeah.
What about, we talked on some of these moments that were like, hell yeah, I made the right decision. It's the adversity piece that I'm always a fan of, that especially people that come on the show. Like, man, I almost gave up at one point in time. Like, what were some of those moments where you're like, dude, I'm done?
Hell yeah, there was a lot of those moments, Well, I don't really know how to like start here with that, because there's so many important little pieces, right? But if we're just addressing like challenges in life, I would say I don't want to say, you know what I mean? I guess what I'm trying to say is I don't want to like air out a whole bunch of stuff, because I feel like sometimes when I do that, I sound like I'm complaining about my life or something, or like that I had it harder than anybody else or something. And I didn't, like there's people out there that have had it way worse. But man, like, I mean, I went to 10 different schools growing up. I always struggled making friends. Music was my therapy. And, my dad married a woman that lived on a dead-end road out in a holler in North Nashville, Whites Creek, Tennessee, and I grew up there pretty much. I also, at my mom's house, she lived in more of a city, and I did a lot of skateboarding over there, and that was kind of my culture. I was a little bit of both. I wouldn't say I was always the most country kid. I didn't drive my tractor to school. I didn't have a tractor, but I definitely rode my bike to school and had to get in a few fist fights when people wanted to mess them, trying to flatten my tires. But with the I forgot what word you used a second ago. There's a lot of adversity. Yeah. There's a lot of adversity in all of our lives, and it's not about what you've been through, it's about what you make of it. There's a lot of things that I've held on to for so long and recently just learned how to just let go, because hanging on to the things that you've been through never gets you anywhere. It's okay you can still talk about your story. You just don't got to hang on to that stuff, because it's not what makes you. What makes you is what you make of it. And some of those things for me were like, I dropped out sophomore year. It was something that I always, sophomore year of high school. Yeah. It was something that I always regretted. I would still say to this day it was one of my biggest mistakes, other than getting that penthouse on Broadway. Still don't know what I was thinking. But there's a lot of discouragement, being around my family that is also in music. It was such a normal thing to just be like, yeah, I got a whole bunch of tapes in the bottom of my closet in a shoebox, and you sell one every couple months, for them. And so it didn't seem like it was a very valuable form of income, but or a good decision if you were doing it to please other people. For me, again, it was just therapy. So for my parents, the adversity that they had faced in their life, I think I saw that their fuel to their fire was how hard they worked to keep the roof over my head. And I didn't realize, and I don't know how old you are. We're probably close to the same age, but
yeah.
Okay, so I'm getting there. But
how old are you?
28. Just turned 28. But, there's a lot of things you don't realize until you're older.
Yeah.
That your parents really struggled to make ends meet. One of the toughest times for me where my parents were really there for me was one of my best friends was when he was 18. And it was a really, really tough time for me because, like I said, I went to so many different schools. But I always had church. I grew up in church. And so I love the Lord, and I'm far from perfect, and all of us are, right? But when you're born kind of into this cycle of we go to church on Sunday, we go to church on Wednesday, we go to rehearsals with your mom on Thursdays because she's singing at church, and you're going to youth camp every year, and it felt forced. I didn't really have a personal relationship with the Lord to get me through until I got older, and my best friend had passed away. We met in church, in that church, and he played guitar, and we kind of played in the youth band. I played drums at the time, actually. I was too afraid to sing.
Yeah.
But man, when he passed away in 2017, almost 10 years, it was a really, really traumatic thing, man, because bouncing to all them schools, I didn't really have any, like, friends I could say that I had my whole life, right? I don't have any childhood friends, to be honest with you. Like, sitting on this couch right now, I don't have anybody from my childhood that I would say is a close friend still. But me and him, we were in church, and we were 6 years old running around. His mom was our Sunday school teacher. And so, yeah, man, that was something that really shook me, and it was something that I'd never experienced in my life, such a tragic thing. My aunt had passed away when I was young, and she was a big musical influence to me. She had a Christian rock band, like a metal band, and she built a church in my hometown for troubled teens. And there was, I think back then, like, goth was kind of the thing, the emo goth thing. And
I remember those days.
Yeah, and she was like bringing those kids in, like, hey, come to church, and they were playing rock music, right? But it was gospel. She was telling the gospel in a way that intrigued those people that were dealing with those, demons. And I think with my music, no matter what those struggles are that I've ever faced, I got to remember that it's so much bigger than me. And if there's a way to give back to inspire somebody else that may be dealing with something similar to things that I've been through, it's about reeling those people in towards Jesus Christ. And man, it sucks, right? I'm sitting here saying this,
bro,
and
this
I
is
feel
awesome. In, like, this is why I love this show. Like, just having these types of conversations, because it's like, I'm with you.
Yeah, but it's sitting here saying this, I feel conviction on my heart that it's like, hey, man, remember, every time you get on that mic and you spread the word of Jesus, that means that you have to be a role model, and you people, you might be the who said it the other day? You may be the only Bible that someone ever reads. And that is so powerful. And so I just pray over myself and all of us as well that, whatever somebody's first impression is of us, that it's a good one, because that may be the only Bible they ever read, man. It's life works in a crazy way. This is going to reel back to what you were saying a second ago. When you have so many struggles in your life and you're trying to chase, like, okay, what is my purpose in life? Like, that, why did this happen? Like, why would God let that happen? We spend so much time in our life asking why, when we need to be just saying it was never in my control anyways. You have to understand that the life that we live, every piece of our story was written before we were even in our mother's womb. And so people forget that. Like, it's hard to believe that, right? You're just talking to some people. We view the Bible as like, oh, it's just a book, man. It's just a book. It's got words in it. Like, no, man, there are words in there that are highlighted in red that Jesus Christ said. Like, if you need a roadmap for your life, bro, why don't you pick that thing up out of your nightstand and read it? They got them in hotels now, bro. They're trying to get rid of them, but there's a reason they're trying to get rid of them, don't you think?
It's true.
Yeah, because it works. But anyways, don't get me started on that. Anyways, we're here. Like a farmer. Let's talk about something else.
That was good. Hey, y'all, it's Pat, and I am excited to welcome Ducks Unlimited to the Like a Farmer podcast. Your hunt starts with healthy wetlands and associated habitats. From the Alaskan wilderness to the Atlantic flyway, across America's Great Plains and down the Mississippi Delta, Ducks Unlimited has been protecting and restoring habitats for nearly 90 years. But their work is far from over. They need our help to reach the next million-acre milestone and ensure waterfowl for generations to come. DU volunteers and supporters have led the charge to fill the skies with waterfowl today, tomorrow, and forever. Why don't you come join the team that's making a real difference? Ducks Unlimited is powered by people like you. With your help, they can continue to raise funds that drive wetlands conservation across the whole continent. Whether you are out selling tickets, securing donations, or finding that next sponsor, they have a role for everyone. If you want to join today, visit www.ducks.org/volunteer. Ducks Unlimited, conservation for a continent. The independent route. Part of me, and I'm naive to this, so correct me if I'm wrong, I feel like that's getting back to being the norm, or at least what maybe people want to go to is having control over their music and the storytelling aspect. Is that correct? Like, is independent getting popular again, or?
Yeah, it's hard to answer that question without saying first that it's easier to become a discovered artist today than ever. We've got TikTok, we've got social media. I mean, we obviously know what we're staring at on our phones. Like, we are consuming so much content, and so I actually really love this conversation because I'm part owner in a record label too called Ignition Nashville, and these are I sport this all the time, man. But the industry today has changed for sure. I mean, physical copies aren't being sold anymore unless it's vinyl. It's really the only thing people are doing. I mean, I've got 6 boxes of CDs sitting in a semi that'll never see the light of day probably because people don't buy them anymore. But yeah, I would say the independent route is definitely something that's becoming more popular, and it's becoming more cash flow as well. You know, it's becoming more profitable for artists to be independent, because back in the day when you had physical copies, you needed a label to fund all this, to market it, and you know, they gatekeeped all of that stuff too. Nowadays, you can break the algorithm, and as long as you're on the For You page, man, you're getting new fans every day if they like what they're hearing. And you know, there's obviously other elements to that too that help fans follow through. And become real diehard fans, whether that's your community phone number or your fan club, or you know, just simply following you on Spotify, or you know, setting up notifications on pre-ad for Apple, whatever it is. But nowadays, being an independent artist, there's things like there's resources, I guess what I'm trying to say, that can make it easier to be an independent artist. For me, I was an independent artist for a really long time. I was a part of an independent label too, so I got to, you know, have say in everything that I want, and which is really cool. That's what it takes to be an artist, especially in a partnership, to be successful. And so when I partnered with a major label, the one thing that I knew I was missing as an independent artist, I had already accomplished a gold record with a song called County Line, and it was working on being platinum, and I knew that I was missing radio play. Now, some people will argue, radio's dead. Bro, radio is not dead. Actually, right now, it's probably a lot more fluent than it's ever been. Radio and streaming is pretty much a 50-50 market, is in my opinion. I'm not saying I'm correct. In my opinion, 50% of people listen to streaming, 50% listen to radio. But that doesn't mean that they 100% listen to streaming and the other 50 listen. It means everybody listens halfway to radio and halfway to streaming. Streaming's on demand. Radio is discovery. Like, you're walking into Dollar General and you're hearing somebody on the radio.
It's a good point, yeah.
That's how you make a song that goes from streaming to a household known song, because you hear it all over the place. And so, anyways, radio is important, very important to me as well, because you know, I grew up on radio. I'm old enough, but still young enough to know what it was like to have flip phones and the Katana Razor, the Motorola Razor, right?
The LG chocolate. The chocolate is the one that, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. What was the other one? There was this one that like the screen would go up like this. I don't know. They weren't very popular, but somebody at my church had one, and I thought it was the coolest thing ever. You could play this game that was similar to Guitar Hero on it. It was, I don't know what it was, but Yeah, dude. I was around when, phones and social media. The only thing social media was MySpace. And my mom wouldn't let me have no MySpace. I was kind of sheltered. I couldn't even watch Harry Potter.
Oh, dude, you go to my MySpace and, like, your computer would almost break down. Like, because I always had so many, like, things popping up, and I forgot what my song was at the time. Candy Shop.
Probably something by Lil Wayne or
50
something.
Cent,
Yeah.
That's
awesome.
when rap music was, like, really good, too, man.
I remember when...
and country music was really good. Like, you think about... And you can go into the 90s. I don't want to age myself too much, but, like, even from 2000 to 2008, like, music was jamming.
Do you remember when everybody was on the Club Penguin thing?
Yeah.
Does anybody remember Club Penguin?
Yeah,
dude,
absolutely.
That was my thing back in the day, dude. We was in school, we was on the Club Penguin, and then they banned it off our school website. Like, if you were on the school internet, you couldn't watch it anywhere. You had to, like, make a VPN to play Club Penguin with your friends. Some bullshit. But
It is a good point when you think about, like, any... grocery store, bank, hotel, like those establishments aren't streaming anything. I mean, they're playing the radio through the speakers.
yeah, most of those places, I believe they've just got like a license and they play like a station that's licensed to their store, and they keep up with all of the mechanical side of that, I guess. But yeah, back to that, man. Being an independent artist in 2026 is easier now than ever. You can sell your own tour dates. You can make your own merch. You can fulfill everything independently nowadays with the help of a few people. And,
are you locked in on social media? Like, are you a TikTok guy?
Oh, yeah. I would say so. I've got over 1 million followers on TikTok. I've got close to 400K on Instagram. I'm very, very locked in with social media. I have a social media manager, and I've kind of trained her. She already knew a lot of stuff as well. So as a team, we really infiltrate and, like, we get strategic with how we do it, and that's a big thing. But to be an independent artist, man, just be yourself. It's so wild because, like I said, it's easier to be discovered because there's so many niches. There's so many niche things now for whatever kind of music. Like, I'm not the most country. I'm not Zach Top, like doing a chicken picking on a guitar. I suck at that. But I grew up on, like, rock and roll, and whether that be old rock and roll or Nickelback, and I grew up on all kind of stuff. And so Hinder,
made a comeback. Hinder,
Stained,
Sadie would be so mad, but I'll show you the video after.
Sadie Bass.
We put a clip out. We sang together. The girl's in the other room. She's sleeping. I can't really talk.
Lips of an Angel.
Lips of an Angel.
Yeah.
Sadie and I sing it together. It's awesome. She
it's a
was
banger.
so good at it.
Yeah, I love that song. Sometimes I'll play it on piano at our live shows if the crowd's singing along, and I just want to, or they're not singing along, and I need to get them going.
Dude,
hit it real
can
quick.
We do that tonight?
I don't have piano here, but hey, come see us at a headliner. Let's do
it. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
What about I know you've got some opinions on it, but this AI stuff too in music.
Yeah.
I mean, what's going on there?
Okay, so in my world, right, in the way that as an artist I utilize AI, I'm not one of those, what is it, somebody, they have a name for it now, people that, like, use ChatGPT on a daily.
Yeah.
I'm not that guy. I use it maybe once a week for just a curiosity thing, but I can't lie, I've used it like 3 times today because of that property I was just telling you about, and I'm just trying to figure out, like, what it's going to cost to build, like, fencing and, like,
make
cattle
a hell of
fence
a business plan.
Yeah, exactly. And there are benefits to it. I think that there's 2 sides to AI. I was explaining this to somebody the other day. There's using it as a tool side and using it as a research side. Which side are you using it on? Are you on the ChatGPT side where you're asking it questions and information and just hoping that it's correct, and are you taking that as a fact, or are you using ChatGPT to, create graphics? That's the creative side, right? That's the using it as a tool side. Then you get into things like Suno. You know what Suno is? Okay, so Suno, golly, this is going to be cool. You'll want to chop this part up and put it in short form. So Suno it's very hot right now in the industry. Suno is it's an app on your phone. It's a program that is AI, and we can sit right here and write a song that's like, we're at the PGA, just hit the glory hole. Or what was it called? What is it called? I'm sorry.
Shot. What is it called? The shot of glory.
Okay, well, that's the same thing, right? Terrible. But I guess what I'm trying to say is you can write lyrics or you can tell it an idea and it will write a song for you with an instrumental and everything. There's that side of Suno.
Do you have that app?
Yeah. I've got it right here. I'll show you something. This is cool, actually. So I've got a perfect example, actually. Hold on. So here it is. You open it up, and it looks like this. So it lights up orange, and it has like a front page. Like it literally says for you. It has a for you page where people upload like instrumentals and songs that they've written.
Oh, wow.
And who knows if they really wrote them or Suno wrote them all up by themselves. But I never use Suno to write songs, lyric-wise. I use Suno to like kind of, what would this song sound like fully produced, right? So the other day I had this I'll play it for you. I had this guitar lick I came up with. Now what I'm about to play you is me playing the guitar lick. So I put it into Suno, that recording, that audio recording, with no lyrics, and I just said, put a rap beat behind this. Oh. Now let me explain this to you. It did that in 12 seconds. That is a 2-minute long instrumental. Uh-oh. But that is a 2-minute long instrument.
So have you
and so you can write to that.
Have you put lyrics to it yet?
Yeah, I've been working on something. Yeah. Now I don't know what the legalities with all of that.
Yeah.
If AI writes some lyrics and use it, so I would never use this as a final record. I would just write to it and then reproduce everything a little different. But like here's another example. Like this is a song that I wrote the other day with Hardy and a few guys. It's called Get a Grip. Not really sure what I'm doing with it yet, but now this is a demo that somebody made, and I'm singing it. It'll go fast. One day you're looking in the mirror, then you're looking back. Look at these hollows, boy, and all that river bank. They gonna be here forever, boy, but we ain't. All right, and then I'll put it into AI, and I'll give it the lyrics and say, make it more country rock. And it'll reference that instrumental.
A little more slower.
That's how it goes.
Daddy told me it'll go fast. One day you're looking in a mirror, then you're looking.
It's a hit though. Like it's kind of crazy what it can do. I can take a acoustic song where I'm on guitar and make it sound like a fully recorded record. It won't sound like me.
Yeah,
but it's a cool it's a cool tool to use for like, man, is this a hit? I can't tell. Put it into Suno and give it a prompt on what you want it to sound like, and now you're sending it around. Now for songwriters, right? Like we have a lot of songwriter friends.
Yep.
A lot of mutual friends. If those guys are writing songs and they're trying to get cuts, instead of paying for the studio to make demos, right? Getting A-list musicians in there paying $800 a demo or whatever it costs. People are now putting it into Suno in 30 seconds and texting it to whatever artist and getting cuts this way. It pretty much put the entire demo industry out of business, which is a bad thing in my opinion, but also a very valuable tool for independent artists, right?
Wow.
So there's double-edged sword for everything.
Give me some of those situations when it came to the songs that you've done, because you're a feature on is it Elena's?
Oh, Lauren Elena.
Yeah, Lauren Elena.
Yeah.
Like, did she reach out to you? Like, how does that work in the industry of just like, hey, you want to jump on this with me?
Well, every single one's different, right? I would say
because that one is the Exes song. And what's the
All My Exes?
All My Exes, yeah.
So I would say most of the collaborations that you hear today come from, and I'm solely speaking for myself.
Yeah.
I'm not speaking for everybody, but from my understanding, I mean, most collaborations you see today are people that are real friends in real life that really want to work together and we see each other win. I became friends with Lauren on the Aldine tour in 2024, and she was going through a lot at the time, and I remember I just felt so heavy in my heart, and all I could do is just be there for her, even though I didn't really know her, so I just, every once in a while offer my support, like, hey, if you guys need anything, we run and get coffee or whatever, and we ended up becoming really good friends. And her husband, his name is Cam, and Cameron Arnold, man, I love this guy. And we got real tight on that tour, and he was like, dude, there's this song that Lauren has, and I really love it, but I can't get Lauren to put it out. Like, she needs to do it as a duet with somebody. And he's like, I really like your stuff, bro. Like, I've had a blast, like, listening to you every night on this tour. Like, I'm going to try to talk Lauren into doing this song with you if you're down to do it. I was like, bro, I'm totally down to do it. He's like, okay, I'm going to talk her into it, but you got to play dumb when she pitches it to you. And so it's so funny. So he plays it for me. I'm like, yo, I like it. All my exes would agree. Cool. That's cool. Hell yeah. So a couple days later, like, we're in another city together, and he says, hey, man, hey, come to Lauren's bus. So I go up on the bus. Man, this bus is sick. She's like, I got a song I want to play you, Chase. I'm like, okay, let's hear it. She plays the song. I'm like, trying not to sing along, right? Like, I don't have it sitting in my text messages trying to play dumb. And so I was like, she's like, what do you think? I was like, I think it'd be better as like, you should make this a duet. She's like, well, that's what I was going to tell you. Really? I had no idea. Like, so ended up recording the song with her. And then we told her that we schemed on her, and she thought she was so mad for like 20 seconds and then thought it was the funniest thing after that. But I have a song with her as well. It was on my album called Heart Half Empty. Yeah. And I really love this song. The music video, oh my God, it's so powerful. If you know anyone who's ever dealt with addiction, it's go watch the video. Heart Half Empty. Chase Matthew featuring Lauren Elena. On All My Exes, it's Lauren Elena featuring Chase Matthew. And so with our collab, to answer your question, it was one of those things that was like, hell, you do one for my album, I'll do one for yours. Well, we didn't know that our song on her album was going to blow up the way it did. Blew up. And now it's top 40 at country radio, and it's headed towards #1. And, dude, I can't thank Lauren enough for that, just involving me.
Shout out
Cam. Cam, I can't thank Cam enough for that. Yeah.
I mean, but, can we do a segment on the show?
Yeah.
Okay.
Whatever you want to do.
It's called Cut That Song. Presented by Case Knives, okay?
Okay.
When you think about all the, I mean, you're music, and it don't have to be country music. You're a music guy. What's that one song that you were like, man, I wish that was my song? Your favorite song, whether it was a cover that you play, just that one song that, hey, I wish I would have cut that song.
Man, like, does it got to be one that I heard before it made it to the world, or could it just be a song that's great that's like, man, I wish I would have?
I'm good either way.
Have you heard Friday Night Heartbreaker by John Party?
Yeah. So
I had that song on hold for a while, and I was like, dude, I really like that song. Like, and I most times I write all my own stuff, so like I'm not. I have to really be a fan of it to break that, right? And yeah, I really like that song. Well, then I guess John said, hey, I want it, and so it was all out for the the small shrimp in the pond, But dude, really cool though, and he sounds way better on it than I would have. But I actually ran into John recently out in we were in Texas, I believe. We were in Texas with Keith Urban, and we ran over there and saw his show down the street at this casino, and I meant to mention it to him, but right when I was walking in, he was playing it. I was like, shit, there's that song, man. There's that song.
My song.
I love it, but
cut that song.
That's
man.
One I wish I would have cut, or one that I never heard until it was out. It would be Cowboy Songs by George Burge. She only dances the cowboy songs. That's a banger, huge song.
Love that guy, by the way. He's
Love
been on
him.
the show.
Yeah, really.
Oh yeah,
dope. Yeah, you've had a few of my friends on here. I saw Brantley's. I was watching Brantley's interview before I came over here with you, and man, what a cool guy, dude. I love that dude. I've done some shows with him.
Brantley?
Yeah.
I mean, what just an OG.
Yeah.
That's
what I grew up on right there.
Keep in mind, 2 years ago, he did, I think, 75 and 75. The last 2 years, Five Finger Death Punch and Brantley Gilbert, iconic.
Yeah, huge
He
collab.
was on the road with Nickelback. They did 75 and 75.
Yep. I was almost on that tour.
So you've said this, and I know you're a humble guy, but every freaking person we've talked to, I was on tour. Like, how has that been? Like, give me some, which it's going to be very hard for you.
Yeah.
Because we're talking about Aldine, Keith, who you're with right now.
Yeah.
Rascal Flatts, right?
Oh, well, so I'm not with Rascal Flatts,
okay.
but tomorrow night
gotcha.
we're going to go, Lauren is on tour with Rascal Flatts.
But when you think about who you've been on the road with, like,
dude,
give me your...
Travis Tritt, I've done a few shows with Travis Tritt, done a couple shows with Riley Green, and we're not even talking festivals either. Like, the festivals you end up with all kinds of people.
Yeah.
I've done some shows with Jake Owen, but the massive tours that I've been on with multiple dates. Jason Aldean Highway Desperado tour in 2024.
Iconic.
With Lauren and Austin Snell and Haley Witters. Huge tour. That was the most fun I think I've ever had on the road. And then I went on tour with Keith Urban in 2025. Direct support on that tour. It's my first tour ever direct support for anybody. And I was like, dude, this is a blast. And then he took us to Australia with him. Now, Keith Urban's Australian.
Yeah.
You show up in Australia with Keith Urban, that's like showing up with the Queen, in Europe and UK, right? Or like what is it? Queen Elizabeth, right? Yeah. It's like showing up with royalty, you know what I mean? And dude, it was funny. We're in the airport. They're like, "Are you a band? Y'all look like a band." And I would tell everybody, "Yeah, I'm Keith Urban." They would be like, "You're Keith Urban?" I'm not Keith Urban. Y'all know I'm not Keith Urban. And then I'll be like, I'm not Keith, but I'm on tour with Keith. And they're like, oh my God, tell him we said, my friend knows this person, XY. He's legit known out there, like
it's like going to Chicago
superstar.
with MJ or something.
Yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, dude, that was a fun one. We went all over Australia with Keith, and then when we came back, we finished the tour in Nashville. That was a lot of fun. I did all those people on tour, and then this year we're going back out again with somebody in those names of people that I just said.
We just talked.
We're doing tour with them again because they enjoyed having us, I guess, and so this time I'm direct support for that artist, and I'm really excited, very excited. Very, very excited. I can't spill the beans yet, but
if you had to give me your Mount Rushmore of country musicians,
I like this.
Who you going with?
All right, so
he's thought about this.
So now here's the thing. I don't know Johnny Cash catalog very well, okay? But I know Johnny Cash personality. If you got Johnny Cash personality, that he put Johnny Cash up there strictly for personality.
Yep.
Now, I'm not saying that his music's... I'm just saying I know Johnny Cash more from personality. I'm more of a fan of his personality.
Yeah.
How many people are on Mount Rushmore?
4.
4?
Yeah.
Okay. So
we've had that question asked so many times on this show.
Got to have Aldean on there because I'm a huge Aldean fan.
Stud.
And I'm going to fight for this. I want y'all to know, and we'll talk about this in a second. We're going to have to count this as one head. Florida Georgia Line. I don't give a damn what you say. FGL, because that's what I grew up on, I didn't grow up on older country. I grew up on rock and roll and gospel and Christian music, so I met in the middle at country because I grew up in the country. You know what I mean? But I grew up listening to FGL if we're talking country. I grew up listening to Brantley Gilbert and Aldean and Billy Currington and
even like what Luke Bryan was doing at the time too.
Luke. Well, yeah, you can't forget Luke. But
Aldean, Cash, FGL, that's a great one.
Yeah,
one more,
and we need one more. Now this one's got to be a legend. This is hard to choose. I'm gonna say George Strait. But if I say George Strait, then I'm leaving out Dolly, and I can't leave out Dolly because I was
add a head to the Mount Rushmore.
Well, I was born in Sevierville, Tennessee, and that's close to Dollywood, East Tennessee.
Yeah.
And so I've been in Nashville since I was 3 months old, but East Tennessee has my heart. Like, that's where I'm at. Like, I go to Gatlinburg all the time, and I spent tons of childhood vacations at Dollywood. And so I got to put Dolly at number 4. Yeah.
Oh, so we just took the king off.
Well, the king is still the king.
Okay.
The king is still the king.
He's just not on your
But he ain't Dolly.
Okay, I'm good with that.
That's it.
FGL.
That sounds like a song. The king is the king, but he ain't Dolly. I'm telling you. Hey,
I like that.
No argument here. I got to shake George Strait's hand at the CMAs. He was beelining down the hallway backstage at CMAs, and I reached out, put my hand out. He shook my hand, looked up at me, and just kept on rolling. And I was like, never washing his hand.
Dude, he's a gangster. Honestly, the guy, he was one of my first friends in Nashville. Silver was probably my second, friend. But Irv Irv Lucy, who was George Strait's manager.
Yeah.
Who's no longer with us anymore.
Yeah.
Owned Losers and Winners with Steve.
Yeah, I'm putting pieces together now.
So Irv introduced me to the King a couple of times, but just what
huge, dude.
a gangster. That's what he is. I mean, he's a gangster. King George. I mean, he's the guy.
Yeah.
I mean, that's when, like, what was the movie? I mean, Pure Country, right? Like, dude, he was the guy.
Yeah.
And still is. I mean, him and Stapleton and Parker and a few others still go on tour every year.
Right. They're still rocking.
Go do.
We should do a Mount Rushmore for new country though too. Like who's new, like new artists.
I agree.
Who is yours? Like tell me your for Mount Rushmore for new artists. Like people that popped off within the last 5 years.
Chase just took over the interview. It's a great question.
Yeah, dude.
I'm gonna go.
I'm making him pick favorites now. He don't like this.
I know a lot. Yeah, and 5 is a good number.
So we're talking like artists that are people that have been discovered over the last 3 years. Let's limit it at that.
Yeah, that's a good one.
So I'm talking like
I'm with you.
the Megan Maroney's,
the
the Bailey Zimmermans.
I got you. Can I go?
Okay, just making sure.
Ella Langley is a superstar.
Yeah.
And she's really only coming to her own the last 3 years. So Ella.
Yeah.
Ella Langley, Zach Top.
Amen.
It's so hard not to put Bailey up there because he just came in with some vengeance.
Came in swinging for sure.
I'm going to go Bailey.
Yeah.
And then
that's a hard one for me too. I'm thinking if I get to number 4,
because you want to put Megan there because you know what she's about to do and going to continue to do. With Parker would be over that limit. Parker, you want to put Parker in there.
I feel like Parker's been doing it a little longer though, and he dominates Texas country. Like, you know what I mean?
I would say Ella, Top, Bailey, and I'm going to put Chase Matthew.
Ah, okay. Hell yeah. He's running out of names, I guess.
No, because I think he's got like 3 or 4 number. I mean, what George Burge is doing is unheard of. Like he does really well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm sticking with that top 4.
My top 4 would be number 1, Megan Maroney.
I know.
And reason be because I love that girl. She is an amazing person, super cool human being, and very about her craft, like very hands-on with everything. I got nothing but respect for that. Number 2, because of her songwriting skills, man, like Ella. Yeah, Ella, and I think that there is a world where Ella becomes the next, what would you say? I don't know.
I mean Gretchen Wilson. You can go. Fuck, dude. Jake Worthington. Gee.
We can't leave Jake out.
That's actually a really good question.
Tunes.
Are you kidding me?
And
he's just. We were in Vegas together a couple months ago, and he's just as. I love that guy.
Yeah, he's cool people, man. You know what
Tucker
would we,
Wetmore, dude. What?
Yeah,
Tucker's
I was just
doing?
about to get there. Tucker's dominating. Man, you can't limit it to 4 because then it's like there's just so many.
I know
people.
that was.
Yeah, Bailey. Man, Megan, Ella, Tucker, Bailey. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that.
That's a good one.
I'm gonna leave it at that. I've already dug a pretty big hole. I'm gonna leave it at that.
You can go on and on. I mean, that's a really good question, actually, and we should start like a weekly or even a monthly thing with Like a Farmer, and you got to go top 10.
Dude, for sure. Who's your favorite undiscovered, like less than 10,000 followers artist? You got one?
Do you have one?
Yeah.
You go.
Lou Neal. Her name is Lou Neal. She's from Georgia. Bro, her voice is insane. She's really good.
Yeah?
Yeah, you got to check it out. She's only got a few songs out, but like she's dope. Yeah, I believe in it.
I need to think of that.
Who's your favorite?
There's a girl from town, Ashley Madden, that I'm on right now, and she's just from where McCoy is another one too, on the road with Hardy. But that's another good one. And I think that 10,000 followers a good reach as well.
Yeah, that's a
because there's
good
so
place to
many
start.
of them.
Yeah. You never know how many people got fake followers though these days.
You don't.
You know? Yeah. Gotta almost go look at their streaming numbers or something just to really decipher, I guess. Anyways,
That was a good one.
it was a good one. We went deep on that one. That was solid,
What's coming up that you're like pumped? What are you looking forward to?
dude.
You're going on tour that you don't want to
Yeah.
tell yet. You'll tell me when the cameras are turned
Well, I'm
off,
excited
but,
for the tour, but I just got my first #1 with Darlin', and it was a 3-week
Which is-
#1, and so I'm
congrats
really
on that.
excited. Like on this next record we just impacted with our new one called "Holding It Down," and it's very, very, very rock driven, kind of Al Dean vibe in
Yeah.
a way. And that's my true sound. Darlin' was more of a rap beat kind of song, but I'm really excited to get back to the big drums, the distorted guitars, the steel guitars, and the Chase Matthews sound. And yeah, we just took it to radio. It was most added 2 weeks in a row, and first week #1 most added. I think the second week was third most added. So it's been really cool. I'm excited at my next run at radio.
You're doing really good.
Thank you, bro.
And like I appreciate you coming on the show, and it was just from a DM. I just, hey man, I want you to come on the
Yeah,
show.
dude. Well, I'm glad you got us here because I think that this is going to end up being a huge rite of passage one day. I think you're going to have a huge studio, and you're going to have like massive names rolling through. You're great at keeping conversation,
Oh.
and I love him.
Oh, dude, Nace, he's my guy.
Yeah, it's Chase with an N.
Yeah, Chase with an N. And I appreciate you saying that because I do think it's one of those things where, and I think it helps hanging with people, right? I mean, what we got to do before this was awesome, but
Yeah.
like, I'm a storyteller, man. It's like what you do in your music. Like, I love doing this. Like, I want to know when was a time that you were like in your room just so upset, and when was a time that you were with your boys celebrating. Like, I love the highs and lows of life, and you're really good at telling that story too.
Well, we've all got them, If there's a way to put them into a song, man, it'll help a lot of people. And I think that, like I've said a million times already, music is my therapy. Music's all I really had in those moments of feeling like I was lonely or in despair. And when I can make music to explain how I'm feeling, it's almost like I'm talking about it. Because I've always been one of those people that's like very closed in, right?
Yeah.
I don't want to tell anybody about my problems, but if I can put it in a song, I'm not afraid to show it to anybody because it may help others.
Totally agree with that. Also, by the way, hey, I got you a
yeah?
gift.
Really? Bro.
TECOVAS one of the main sponsors. TECOVAS. Let
Dude,
me tell you
what?
somebody.
Hold on a second.
TECOVAS changed my life when it came to starting this show. I mean, they were the first sponsor of the show, believed in the mission since day one. I went to the new Phoenix store here in town.
I've heard it's insane.
It's
my
cool.
brother lives here.
I
Tell
hope
me
you
about
like
it.
those. It's like
Dude.
that rugged look. Those are my favorite boots right there.
Bro. Dude, thank you so much, bro. Thank you, TECOVAS. Bro.
Like, it's one of those ones that look better the more worn in
Oh,
they.
yeah. No, these are sick, dude. Thank you so much, man.
So I appreciate you coming on the show today.
Yeah, man. Thank you so much.
We'll do it again soon.
Dude, I'm a boot nut. Like I'm wearing Nikes right now.
Yeah,
These
which
are just because
yeah.
I got a messed up meniscus.
Messed up meniscus.
Oh, dude, I jumped off a speaker on the front of the stage backwards and landed on my guitar player's pedal board. All my weight went on my left leg, and I've been cooked.
Damn.
Been cooked ever since. But no, dude, these are awesome. If I can, I might go ahead and put these on, wear them tonight. For the
Rock 'em.
show. Yeah.
Rock 'em. Hey,
Dude, thank
appreciate you coming
man.
on. Appreciate y'all viewing. Every single Wednesday, check us out on YouTube, wherever you listen to your audio podcast. Once again, can't thank everybody enough. Listeners, watchers, whatever you're doing, continue to do it.
And chase your dreams and don't give up. And to hell with what anybody else says. That's your dream. Go make it happen. Put God first. Amen.
We're ending it there. Love y'all.
Dude. That was so much fun, bro. Thank you, dude.